Hey guys, I'm Marissa Spencer, and today I'm going to walk you through Fab Slide 32, Marketing Analytics, and how perceptual mapping provides insights on positioning. So first, we're going to start off by defining what perceptual mapping really is. The intent of perceptual mapping is to visually identify consumer preferences or perceptions. Psychological relationships are one of the key factors included in perceptual maps. How psychological relationships interact due to associated stimuli are what form together perceptual maps. Dimensions in which consumers were questioned or surveyed about particular preferences are the axes in perceptual maps, or the psychological relationships themselves are. Perceptual mapping is synonymous with multidimensional scaling in the sense that both seek to identify key insights derived from spatial distances on graphically represented maps. Comparisons between several brands on entire industries are made across sets of attributes. Perceptual maps help simplify the process of determining where a brand may be positioned relative to others across industries. The attribute rating method is one of the basic two approaches to perceptual mapping that I'm going to go over. Then after, I'll dive into the overall similarity method. Here is a perceptual map that was developed for Nike. For ease of explanation, let's say that this perceptual map was created off of the basis of consumer survey responses that requested respondents to rate 9 competing tennis shoe brands with Nike off of the attributes of comfortability and price. Nike's initial interest going into the study was how they were perceived relative to competitors on the dimensions of price and comfortability. Ratings are from 1 to 10, with 1 being low price and 10 being high, and then low comfortability at 1 and high comfortability at 10. Nike seems to take the lead on perceived comfortability and sits high on perceived price. With this knowledge, Nike can assess itself and whether or not this is how it wants its brand to be perceived in the consumer's mind. And this is where positioning comes into play. If Nike is dissatisfied with its positioning on this map, then it can make necessary offering adjustments in the aims of repositioning itself to achieve that desired place in the mind of the consumer. Let's take a look at another example, except this time we're going to examine the overall similarity method. Here, similarity judgments are determined by assessment of a brand's similarity with other brands. Let's use an example developed by Kia that assesses its similarity with other brands. Kia was interested in how it's positioned in consumers' minds relative to other brands. A random sample was developed that requested survey respondents to indicate how similar a brand is in relation to another brand, on a scale of 1 being not similar at all to 9 being very similar. 2 respondents' pairwise comparisons were used. The input ratings were converted to a matrix for analysis, which then was used to form the perceptual map. Here, we have the perceptual map of the competing car brands for respondent number 2. The dimensions or attributes used to assess the differences between brands were not yet determined prior to the creation of this perceptual map. Upon looking at this map, it could be said that this respondent's interpretation of dimension 1 is whether or not the brand is a luxury brand. Considering that Cadillac, Lexus, BMW, and Mercedes score higher on this dimension, with Honda, Kia, Ford, Chevrolet, and GM more towards the lower end. Then dimension 2 could possibly be interpreted as whether or not the brand is perceived as American or foreign. If Kia was not satisfied with where it was positioned relative to other brands, rebranding efforts or adjustments to the marketing mix could be considered. And that is how perceptual mapping can help provide key insights on positioning. Thank you.